Hello, hello. I was just looking at the countdown. Did you see the same countdown that I saw? The 20.
I
It,
did. I did.
it felt like I was about to be a part of a Star Wars movie.
Right.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Black Excellence Live. This is something that we're doing every Tuesday for the month of February. And the goal is to educate and enlighten Black business owners. So we invite business experts on to share their experience, tools, tips, strategies to help you thrive, help your business grow for 2021 and beyond. And so also what we're going to be doing is I'm going to announce a keyword later on. And all you have to do is enter that keyword on our website, magic945.com or 979thebeat.com. And is it 979? No, thebeatdfw.com for your chance to win $10,000 in free radio advertising. That's dope, right? So, without further ado, also I want to let you know that you can, if along the way you have any questions or comments, just click on the comment section and we'll both see your question or comment. But our guest for this week is Scottie Smith II. He's the CEO of Scottie Smith and Associates SSA. He's a licensed broker, developer, author, and entrepreneur based here in Dallas, Texas. With 15 years of experience, he's a veteran in the real estate industry who's helped thousands of people nationwide experience the dream of home ownership and real estate investing. He's been featured in Black Enterprise, Fox News, Forbes, and more as a real estate subject matter expert. And more as a real estate subject matter expert. Now, Smith's interest in real estate grew after he purchased his first home and rented out the additional bedrooms. Once he saw the potential investing in real estate had to offer, he decided to become a licensed real estate agent. In 2011, a couple of years after becoming an agent, he founded SSA, a real estate brokerage located in Dallas with another agent. And since then, the company has grown with new agents continuing to join the team and making SSA one of the fastest growing independent real estate brokerages in North Texas. In addition to having a successful brokerage, his leadership and hard work have afforded him the opportunity to not only be a part of the growth and development of affordable housing in Dallas communities, but also serve on several boards of DFW organizations. Smith has also been recognized by state officials and civic organizations in Dallas for his dedication and lifelong commitment to use his passion for real estate to provide an avenue to help people in his community. Welcome, Scottie.
Thank you for having me. First off, I want to give a major shout out to Aria Bell for crafting that beautiful. That
You didn't
beautiful.
write that? You
I
didn't
did
write that
not
about
like that.
yourself?
You made me sound magnificent. Aria, if you're listening, thank you. I
Now,
appreciate
isn't that amazing when someone else can write about you and you can't? I can't seem to write like that for myself. But when I see someone else write about me, it's like, wow, that's me. Well, thank
it. I'm sitting up here like, yo, it's all right.
you. Absolutely. That's an amazing bio. Yeah. Shout out, kudos to her for real. You owe her lunch.
Yeah, I do.
Well, I just want to jump right into it. I want to talk about your entrepreneur journey. How did you get to where you are right
So it's a very interesting journey. My stepfather, I call him my pops, but my pops was an entrepreneur all of his life. He was in the construction business, and he took us on roofs, under houses. We ran electrical work, HVAC work. We did all of
now?
that stuff with them. Um, but what I learned was the technician side of the business, and it wasn't until after I went to college, I said, in business, it's not always about just going out and doing. You got to have systems, you got to have processes, and I learned that when I came to North Texas. But more specifically, I took a real estate class, and my professor at the time really challenged us. He challenged us and said, if you guys don't own real estate by the end of this class, you haven't learned anything and I haven't taught you anything. And so here I am as as an 18-year-old young man who probably still had a curfew when I go back home to Houston with my mom. And this guy
Right.
was challenging us to own real estate. And so, of course, I'm glad that wasn't a part of the grade because I didn't accomplish that. But it wasn't until the next June when after I turned 19 that I bought my first property using some scholarship money. And through that process, I learned something. One, there's some agents who are out there that are just trying to make a buck, right? Although I was grateful, there was so much that I didn't learn throughout the process, that I didn't know throughout the process. And I thought that my agent was going to tell me. Well, I decided that I wanted to change the status quo of what real estate agents did and how they reacted and interacted with their clients. And so I launched Scottie Smith and Associates after I got licensed, specifically to help people understand fully about the home buying process and about the wealth building opportunity that it creates, particularly in the Black community. And so that is how I started. Along the way, we've actually, we've done some fantastic and amazing things. My team and I, since 2011, have helped thousands of clients, and that's just not a number that we're throwing out. I went through at the end of last year and just pulled all the transactions that we've ever done in the past 10 years, and it was over 1,000 families that we've helped, most of them of which are Black. And so we take pride in not only selling real estate, but also helping people understand the value of owning real estate early and trying
Mm-hmm.
as possible. And so, we take the approach, by nature, I'm a teacher, right? And so, I feel like I have to teach people. And that's kind of the culture that we've created here in my office. We need to make certain that we're teaching, we're advising, and that's why we're Scottie Smith and Associates, real estate advisors, instead of, just real estate salespeople, just real estate agents, realtor. We are more than just a realtor. We're advisors to people who are understanding that this is going to be one of the most important and largest financial transactions that most Black people ever make in life. And so what we
Absolutely.
do is we educate. And that's what kind of sets us apart. And we focus and we lead with that. And it's really, I tell people this a lot because my goal, my personal life goal is very, very simple. And it's to help people. And I just use real estate as my vehicle to do so. And so that's how we started. That's been my why, and that's kind of what's been coasting us along here. And didn't always get it right, but that is kind of what I always refer back to and remember, so that as we're going along in this journey, we got something to stand on. So
Absolutely. Now, when I think about experts in industries,
mhm.
every time I have a conversation with someone, they say they're an expert in this industry, or not say, or we know them as an expert, because we know you are an expert. You're not just saying that.
Right.
But I want, every time I have these conversations, the biggest thing is they say they have a mentor. They had a mentor. So you feel like having a mentor is important? Do you have a mentor? Did you have a mentor along your journey?
So that is extremely important. So let me tell you a story. When I got my broker's license, there was, myself and another gentleman were the youngest two brokers in North Texas. And, he was a Middle Eastern guy, and I was Black, I'm Black. And it was very hard for us to find mentors. One, I was very specific about what I was looking for in a mentor. I wanted somebody who was successful in real estate and somebody who could relate to me culturally.
Mm-hmm.
It was extremely hard for me to find that. And then one of my college, a guy who went to college kind of took me under his wings and really showed me the ropes. His name was Arian Ramsar. And he showed me what it really meant to operate and navigate in the real estate industry, which is, predominantly, is dominated by white women. And
Mm-hmm.
so he showed me how to navigate that. And, we ended up parting ways. He went on to grow his multifamily business. I decided to focus on the residential side. And then I connected with one of my fraternity brothers, Mr. Charles O'Neill. Mr. Charles O'Neill not only, encouraged me from the fraternity side, but also from just business altogether. And he schooled me on a number of things here in Dallas. He helped me to understand, because what we have as entrepreneurs is a ability to just stay focused and targeted on what we're doing in our business, right?
Mm-hmm.
If
Right.
just focus on real estate and that's it. But what Charles O'Neill helped me to do is he helped me to understand the entire landscape of Black business and how we play a role in this whole economic, progress of our people. And so that's been my mentor. He is he's an older guy, but he's youthful in mind, and we get together, we talk. I call him for one thing, and we're on the phone for hours. And so it's extremely important. If you don't have a mentor, I encourage it. Find one. It's even got to the point where I've paid to have somebody who's a coach in real estate, and so start there, and then find somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yes, I have a mentor now. I didn't realize the importance until, I developed that relationship with somebody. And when I wake up in the morning and just getting that text from her, that encouraging text, to go about my day with purpose, it does so much. It really does.
That's so important too. And so actually about 5 years ago, I was introduced to the concept of kind of having this life board of directors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you gotten to that? And so I kind of start putting together my life board of directors. I got, Charles O'Neill and Johnny Collins, and then, my boy Watts. And then, ironically enough, one of the agents that came into our office, I hired him probably 5 years ago now. He really doesn't know this, but he stepped into my life prime. He stepped into my life, and it's like he mentors me without even knowing that he's mentoring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's why it's so
That's
important.
a true mentor. That's a true mentor.
Like you surround yourself with people who, one, will speak life into you and understand that this journey of entrepreneurship ain't easy, right?
Absolutely.
But people who understand that you are really working to do something good for your community and for your legacy. And so you got to have those people around you, man. It's important.
Yes, you do. I'm learning that every day. Every day.
Yeah.
Now, the pandemic hit in 2020.
Yeah.
And a lot of businesses have been affected. A lot of business have not been able to survive up until this point. How did it affect your business, and what have you been doing to adjust?
Gotcha. So by God's grace, we were still able to keep our doors open. But my entire, I guess my phrase for 2020 was, I didn't expect that. And so real estate was interesting, because as soon as North Texas got the information about, hey, everything got to shut down, everything stopped. Real estate stopped. We had a number of deals just fold. And then around the ending part of April, beginning of May, everything started shooting back up. And so we had some of the busiest times that we've ever had as a broker. And so we saw some increase. We lost some agents. Some agents, jumped ship, which is fine. That's just part of the growing process within business. But we were able to capitalize on some of the lease space where people were moving out and so we actually recently moved our office headquarters to South Dallas, which is kind of the community that we serve. But we were able to capitalize on that. And so while I say, the pandemic really did sit us down, and I have two little ones who were here homeschooling. Like I said, I didn't expect that. It was a great year for us. We had an amazing time. Yeah.
What was the conversation you had with your team when you were trying to transition, when you saw things going one way and you we got to flip this?
I'll be honest with you. it took me about 3 weeks to really shake, probably 3 weeks to a month to really shake back. And I was shook. Just be honest, I
Mhm.
was shook. And then I kind of got down and started praying, having conversations with God, and I said, okay, what do I need to do? And so we started. We took everything virtual. We made certain that we were in contact. I started sending a ton of resources out to the team. We had a really good connection or contact with. With the payroll protection program and the SBA
Mhm.
loan. So all of our agents are 1099 employees. So we
Mhm.
got them that information, got them on those private webinars where they were able to capitalize on that and stay afloat.
Okay.
So that pandemic had me shook for a little bit.
Yes,
Not
it
great.
had everyone that way. It had everyone having to adjust the way they communicate,
Yeah.
how they do business. Now, how important was social media or any type of digital aspects? How important was that in your transition? And, you know, how do you
Well,
use social media for your business?
so most of our business, about 95% of our business is referral based, right? And so that's people referring. And this is just something, again, that's why I say shout out to Aria, shout out to Cassia. They kind of dogged me out. They said, you need to get a better presence on social media. And I'm like, I don't want to, because all of the people that I'm helping, they're here in real life.
They're
And
here. Yeah.
we had to make a shift though, because we did start showing homes virtually. We had to have
Hmm.
a lot more consultations, through through Zoom and
Right.
Google Meet. So it made us shift our entire focus on, hey, I know we're normally used to, doing lunch with our clients or, hosting these home buyer conversations, maybe at a house that we're having an open house on or something like that. But we got to shift. And that's what we
Hmm.
did. And so many of our agents got way more active on social media, which, I mean, it's good for the brand, because the more agents,
Hmm.
the more brand recognition that we have. And, we just kept flowing. And
Hmm. So, what would you say? Now, I want to help people out with some strategies and some tips. What would you
okay.
say your most effective growth strategy has been, and what would you recommend for
So
small business?
this is my tip. My tip to entrepreneurs when it comes to growth and growth strategy. I wrote down four, as I was kind of looking at these questions. But the first one is niche down. Figure out what you do really, really well.
Hmm.
Do that. Whatever your service, your product is, do that, and do
Do
that
that.
really well. I see uh, a lot of entrepreneurs and small business owners that are trying to do so much,
Hmm.
and you reach out to them and it's like, okay, well, what is it that you do? Is it
Hmm.
this or is it
It's
that?
not clear. It's
It's
not
not clear.
clear. Yeah.
You need to have a clear understanding of what it is that you do. So
So
figure
that
out.
whole jack of all trades thing that just doesn't.
Well, see, the problem with that is people forget the second part of that. It's a jack of all trades and a master of none. And so, in order to be successful, really successful, and really have something that you can hand down to your kids on a legacy play, you got to master some things, and you got to be able to master it, put the systems in place so it can function on its own while you're out on the beach somewhere, right?
Right.
So that's what, when it comes to business ownership, that's what freedom looks like, right? I want
Hmm.
to put, the systems and the processes in place so that everything flows without me even being there. And so that's actually the second thing. Put some systems and some processes around what you do. I should be able to come to your business, look at something, and know, where everything goes. The best example of a solid system is McDonald's, right? You go to McDonald's, and when you walk into any McDonald's in the entire world, you
Hmm.
know what's behind that person that's at the cash register. What is it? It's the menu, and you know
Right.
what's over there. That's the drive-through, right?
Hmm.
And so it's a system. And so it's important to create systems and processes that work and help flow your business in such a way that you can plug people into it. And that's with everything. And I do mentoring and coaching for my agents. One of my agents and I just had a conversation about that last week. And it's, hey, I'm taking you through this process of learning what it means to get from, a phone call to, to a closed contract, is because I
Mhm.
want you to master each step of the process so that you can know where you can plug people into, right?
Mhm.
Once you have that system down and you understand the processes involved with that, then you can start taking a step back, plugging people in, creating jobs, creating employment for the community.
Mhm.
In my mind, that's the ultimate, that's the ultimate just kind of, aha moment for me is, hey, if I perfect my system, then I can start hiring people from the community. And
Mhm.
so that's what we all have to remember from a system process. So understand your niche, create a system, and then the other one is, find good help. It's so important to find good help, um, as entrepreneurs. And really, it's interesting, as Black folks and Black business owners, we love the aspect of the grind. We're
Mhm.
grinding it out. I'm on my grind. I'm hustling. I'm
Yep.
doing this. I'm staying up at night. Because we, somewhere along the road, somebody told us that was what you had to do.
Yep.
Well, not really, right? Find you
Really.
good help. Find you people
A
who,
good team.
a good team, somebody who knows how to do what that is better than you do, right? And
Mhm.
that's so important. We got to take a step back and understand, hey, we're technicians by trade. We likely started this job or started this business because we had a job that we were good at, and we said, you know what, I can do that better on my own. And then we glorify being the technician and doing all that, but then forgetting, well, shoot, I got to do payroll, and I got to do
Right.
this, and I got to do the marketing, and I got to do the PR, and I got to figure out what to do on my
Mhm.
bio so I can get picked up on these things. So you put the right people in place so that you can understand and really focus on
What
what the
you're great at.
exactly. So
What you're
figure
great
that.
at. And
Yeah.
speaking of building your team, what advice would you give someone who has to build a team in selecting new employees?
So
Um,
that's such a great question, and that's something that I'm still working on. But a couple years ago, I got this great advice: hire slow and fire fast. Hire slow and fire fast. One, when you hire slow, you really understand and really get to know this person. You really get to understand if they're going to be a fit for the culture, if they're going to be able to do the job, right? Because we got a lot of people out there that fluff up their resumes, right?
yes,
And
they
so you
do.
make certain you send them through the process, right? Send them through the process. Let them talk to two or three people on your team. And so I have,
Mhm.
an agent advisory board, and anyone that I hire, I, I ask my agent advisory board if they have the time, hey, would you mind talking to this person, to see if they'll be a good fit for the culture. And we have a really tight knit culture. We're like a family. We talk, we invite, and that's how it's always been. But we want to make certain that this person is going to be good for the culture first. Can they do?
Absolutely.
Can they
That's
do the job?
important.
Are they willing to learn the job? That's second.
Mhm.
You know. So fire fast though, because all it takes is one bad apple to ruin the bunch. And I
Yes,
I
we've all been there. We've all worked with that bad apple in the
it
past.
brings down morale of the company. I've
Yes.
lived it, right, and so having started my company so young, it I was blinded to some of the things, right, and thinking that I can, it doesn't really matter. We can, I see potential in everybody. Bring them in. It doesn't matter. Everybody, come on. We'll, it's Scottie Smith and Associates. We love, but
It doesn't work all the time.
it didn't
Yeah.
work. It didn't work. Definitely didn't work
And
all.
you know what? And that's a lot of times when you want to help people and you have a big heart, it's hard. It's hard to your discernment kind of goes out the window a little bit. But in order for your business, you got to protect your assets. You got to protect your business. So you have to make those hard decisions on who you're going to let be a part of your organization or even associated with your organization. And I get that. But because I'm that person, I'm like, oh, well, let's give you a chance. Like, I'm like bringing all the little lost puppies.
Right.
I can be that person. And I know if I was a business owner, that would definitely have to change.
It's a hard thing because, like you said, when your natural self is somebody with a big heart, you wanna give and give and give, and you don't recognize, or you're blinded to the fact that this person really isn't worthy of even being a part of the giving, let alone being a part of your company. And so, iron trick, recognizing it, you just have to, you got to do it.
Yeah.
So those are the
Absolutely.
three. Actually, the fourth one that I have is continue to learn. Continue to learn because the industry, the world is changing.
We saw how fast it changed in a few months. Like everybody had to learn how to shift and operate differently at the drop of a dime.
At the drop. So continue to learn. I let agents know I know a lot about real estate, but that doesn't mean I know everything, and I'm always willing to learn. And so one of the things that I say is, hey, I think I may be right, but let's go figure it out to make certain that there's not something new that's popped up. And so just continue to learn, be a lifelong learner of your industry that your business is operating in, because there's so many people that aren't. Right. There's so many people that are relying on, relationships that they may have to help them elevate. Well, we got a little bit different as Black folks, right? We got to make certain that we know what's going on. We're learning the game. We're learning what's changing. We're learning where things are coming from. And so we can execute in our business and be great at it.
Absolutely. That's every business. Every day is a learning experience, in what I do. And literally, once you stop figuring you need to learn something new, that's where you are headed towards your demise. So, right now, now that I know you have everybody's attention, I want to tell you the code word for this week so you can enter for your chance to win $10,000 in advertising. That is a lot of money. Yeah. This week's code word is Aliko Dangote. 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 I got it. He's a Nigerian billionaire business magnate and philanthropist. He is the wealthiest person in Africa and the richest Black person in the world, with an estimated net worth of $13.5 billion US dollars. That's as of July in 2020. Now, Dangote Group was established as a small trading firm in 1977. The same year, Dangote relocated to Lagos to extend the company. Today, it's a multi-trillion naira conglomerate with many of its operations in Benin, Ghana, Nigeria, Zambia, and Togo. With its dominance in the sugar market and refinery business, Dangote is the main supplier, 70% of the market now, to the country's soft drinks companies, breweries, and confectioners. And it's the largest refinery in Africa and the third largest in the world. So that is your education about this Nigerian billionaire. So now you can pass that on to your friends and family and let them know you can do it too. Now you got to go to magic945.com or the beatdfw.com. Click on contest for your chance to enter to win $10,000 in advertising. Again, the key word is Aliko Dangote. That's spelled ALIKODANGOTE. I bet you didn't know that about him.
No, I didn't.
Me either, obviously, because I'm stumbling. I'm trying to pronounce these Nigerian names and words. Yes, but I'm glad I learned that about him today. And we can wrap it up, but I just want you to let us know how we can keep in touch with you, how someone can reach out to you for your services.
Yeah, so reach out to us at on IG, on Instagram, SSA Realtors. You can get me directly, Scottie L. Smith on Instagram. Also, you can go to www.buytheblock.com. We're doing some amazing things here in South Dallas. If you're interested in moving to South Dallas, hit us up. If you're interested really anywhere in North Texas, but we have a particular love and affinity for South Dallas. So if you're interested in being a neighbor of mine, hit us up, buytheblock.com. If you're looking at being an investor or helping to redevelop everything that's happening here in South Dallas, hit us up, buytheblock.com.
Buytheblock.com. BUY. The block.
And I'm sorry, it's buybackthesouth.com. We changed that. Buybackthesouth.com.
Buybackthesouth.com.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm going to check that out as soon as we log off. Oh, and by the way, if you are a local Black-owned business, we would like to feature you. We do a segment called Buy Black Tuesday, where we feature you on a Tuesday. So you can go to our website, get more information about that. That's magic with a J 945.com. Don't forget to enter for your chance to win this $10,000. And you can join us next week too, because we're doing it again. Like I said, we're doing this for the entire month of Black History Month. And I want to thank you, Scottie. This was a really good conversation, a lot of good information. Hopefully people were able to, take not 1, 2, 3, 4, but 5 strategies away from this and, get motivated to propel their business and go to the top. That's all what we're trying to do. Everybody's just trying to get there.
Yeah. That's what we're working for. We're working for legacy. So we got some work.
Absolutely. Working for legacy. That word is so important to me. It is so important to me, and I'm glad you said it. We're working towards our legacy, for our legacy.
For our legacy. That's right.
Thank you so much, Scottie. And I hope you guys join next week because we have another expert to give you some more tips and strategies to help your business be successful. Thank you.
Peace.
Bye.